Okay, so remember, don't ask where it came from. Don't ask how much it was paid for. Don't ask me about the import fee, okay? Yeah, no, all I say, it's pre-tariff Charmin. Your keister is gonna be fresh as a springtime daisy, my man. Look, I'll give you, I'll give you the TP, and I'll even throw in a case of eggs. Probably bird flu free. Yeah, I said probably. Nobody's tracking this shit anymore. We don't even have a CDC anymore. You know, I do what I can. I am offering you a service here, man. Look, I am putting my neck out on the line. Well, hey, partner, you got yourself a deal there.
What the hell are you doing? And why is your bedroom full of cats with headsets?
This is free trade, baby! We're cheating the system! Guardrails are off! There's no more laws! Damn these tariffs! We're making money!
You know, we have a show we need to record. That's why I'm here.
Oh, yeah. All right, lunch break! Everybody out! We'll be right back after these messages. All right, welcome back, my punks and peggers, my little peg pals. We are here today with just me and my unfortunate sidekick Blade here, because we're going to talk about Dynasty. Hi, Blade.
Hey, Brett. Little peggers around the world. Yeah. How you doing?
You know, persisting despite the horrors, as always.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Lots of those. Lots of those.
Well, yeah, you know, apparently the government can't get a guy that we sent there wrongfully and illegally to El Salvador. Apparently he's just stuck there. So
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
You know. Yeah. Yeah, probably
They're definitely not going to do that to American citizens.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey,
so let's talk about Dynasty. I thought it was a fantastic fucking pay-per-view.
Me too.
I had fun from top to bottom, and then I went online and immediately wanted to just shoot myself in the face because apparently nobody can enjoy anything anymore.
You wanted to go like quail hunting with Dick Cheney?
Jesus Christ. Do people just like enjoy being pissed off? Like, is that where we are as a society where like anger is just like a pastime?
I think, look, if people didn't like the ending, which it seemed like that was the biggest complaint, and then kind of like soured the show for them, whatever. I mean, that's your opinion, man. It's like your opinion, man. But I will say...
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I will say for me, the ending was really good. I kind of put it together that Swerve probably not going to win. Did I want him to win? Yeah, I did. I love Swerve.
Here's the big thing that I when everyone kept saying like, oh, Swerve's going to win, I was like, well, I mean... You have to think if Swerve wins, that puts the end to the Death Riders in a sense, you know, what more do you do after they've lost the title? And so I'm like, well, number one, they're not going to do that at Dynasty, you know, like if they were going to do it like this soon into the like calendar year, it would have been Revolution. It wouldn't have been Dynasty, you know, like, yeah, it's where Swerve won it last year, but like, he's higher now. Like he's bigger than winning it just at Dynasty, and the Death Riders are bigger than losing it at Dynasty. You know, like that's something that when they finally lose it, it's going to it's almost kind of what they did with Roman Reigns, you know, like get enough people to want that belt to be lost that when someone does win it, maybe Will Ospreay at All In, you essentially have, you know, the Cody effect where it's like you build up that guy who's going to put the final nail in the coffin. And then when they do, it's the place explodes. You know what I mean? And I personally think that's where it's heading. I mean, to me, all signs are pointing to possibly being Will Ospreay at All In.
Yeah, I think it's Will or Hangman. And that's what I would guess right now. So like I think there's a couple things going on here for me, which is if Swerve had won last night, it would have felt great, but it's just like eating a shitload of candy, right?
Yeah.
It like tastes so good, and then your stomach starts to hurt. And I think the thing is, if Swerve won last night, you're literally just setting the story on fire that we've spent 5-6 months in the middle of. Okay, I do agree with some of the criticisms that, and I've said it on the shows before, that the pacing of this story has been a little off. I think it's just because Danielson had to stop wrestling at a certain point. They wanted to do that angle with him, but they weren't ready to advance it as quickly as they probably needed to in order to avoid the kind of feedback they've gotten, right? So they kind of had to run in place for a while.
But, I mean, the thing I think, too, is it kind of, I hate to, like, compare to what another company does, like, with any storyline, but so much of this is kind of just, it's what WWE did with Roman Reigns, Like, for the first, like, couple years of his run there, it was like people were just pissed, people were like, why he's just, so everything's a disqualification finish, everything's a run in, blah 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 blah. But then you start getting into some sections where there is some really good story behind it. It's not going to be the whole story and the biggest focus of every show. But when it does become the main focus of the show, it's usually a fun time, But all that time that they're keeping the title, it's just further making the crowd ready for someone else to win it. And then when they finally do win it, it's a bigger event because you've sown that much discord between the audience and the heel,
Yeah, and I think that at the end of the day,
they're making you hate it for a reason,
Yeah, and people, I saw somebody call it Death Rider's Temu bloodline, and I just don't agree with that at all.
No.
Look, guys, it has been a while, but it's been like 6 months. It hasn't been years.
Yeah.
They're not comparable things, okay? So, I've actually been enjoying the Death Riders more recently, so
Me too.
I haven't thought... I think what would be worse than Moxley winning and this going to All In, which it clearly seems to be, would be Swerve winning and them just lighting the story on fire and just telling the audience, like, hey, we told a bad story and we're just going to abandon it. That's a very Vince thing to do, and I don't think that's the right move at all.
No.
It's harder to stick to your guns once you realize, hey, not everybody's behind this story, and it's not even all good heat. It's a harder thing to see it through to the end and not cave. And I think it's a better idea not to cave at this point. You can't, if Swerve wins, what do the Bucks do when they come back? What does Jack Perry do? What do all of the Death Riders do? I know people wanted Swerve to win. I love Swerve. I wanted Swerve to win. But the reality is when you look at it, he wasn't going to win. And he shouldn't have won. So I think
my big thing too is if that's where he finally wins the title back, that wasn't a cool enough build for that.
It wasn't.
We had a couple weeks of just Swerve and Mox back and forth.
3 weeks.
No, I think Swerve is a guy that when he does win again, it's gonna be a run for the title. It's not just gonna be the couple weeks after Revolution.
Right. They were very close together, and I think that they would have had a longer build if it was going to be Swerve. I would say that I actually liked the end a lot. You knew anybody who what did you expect? There wasn't going to be a clean finish. We knew Hangman too. We knew Hangman was going to be involved.
This too. Who's to say this is the end of Moxley and Swerve? I mean, series exists in wrestling.
Right.
I get the disappointment, but the level of like disgust I was like seeing from people, I'm like, get over it. Like,
Yeah,
like
no.
it's wrestling. Like
Yeah.
sometimes the bad guys win. Like,
If people didn't like it or they were disappointed, that's fine. I just think that at the end of the day, Swerve and Hangman are going to tell a really cool story that I'm actually more excited about than just Swerve winning the title. If it becomes Swerve helps build Hangman into like a murderer, and he like, he's already kind of a murderer. If he builds him into like someone who is ready to win the world title, and Hangman gets that reign at All In, and he's the one who takes down Moxley, I'm all for it. If Hangman and Swerve end up aligning with Ospreay and help build him into the guy, and he beats maybe the wild card, who I believe is MJF, if he beats him at Double or Nothing and becomes the guy to take the title from Moxley at All In, I don't think they should tell this story further than All In. I think that would be a big mistake.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. I think that would be, I don't think the audience will tolerate it. But I think from here, with the Bucks back, you can tell the rest of this story that they've been kind of lollygagging on, and it's time for things to pick up. So as long as they pick up, I'm fine. I actually really like the ending. And the Bucks, we got to give our boys some credit. These guys are heat magnets. Like, give us all of your hate.
I was so excited when the lights came up and it was Nicholas and Matthew. My goodness, I popped very hard.
Me too.
The one thing I do want to say though is also, I think people sometimes, I mean, I could see, that's how it kind of always traditionally was, but I think in the modern era of pro wrestling, like, you don't have to have the belt to be one of the guys,
No.
I think the story that's being told is what's important, It's not just giving your guy the title, It's okay, but how does that work story-wise? And I think what's more interesting to me right now isn't the idea of Swerve having the championship. It's what's going on between him and Hangman. I mean, just on the other night, we had Swerve, own up pretty much to Hangman and said, I know I deserve that. And kind of like, that looks like a bridge that might end up being mended. But then you had Hangman come out, last night, and he didn't get a chance to get his hands on Swerve. He wanted to, but he didn't get the chance.
Well, he did the thing where he looked like he didn't know who to buckshot, and then he waited too long and he got taken out. And I thought that was very well done. I think there's so many beats to this that people missed last night because they were mad. And Swerve was the one who helped end the Bucks' reign of terror last summer in the Blood and Guts match. Okay.
Yeah.
When Hangman was teaming with them. And Swerve, so they have hard feelings with Swerve. Okay. They had an incentive to attack Swerve. And the Bucks clearly have unresolved stories to resolve with the Death Riders. So this is the key to getting Jack Perry back on television. This is the key to a lot. And I think it's a forest for the trees kind of situation, right? In wrestling, like, look, I want Jay White to win the world title, and he's not anywhere near it right now, okay? Do I think that means Jay White isn't appreciated enough or sucks? No.
Yeah.
He's just not there right now, but he's great. He's Jay fucking White. Adam Cole, he's probably bigger than the TNT title, but you know what? While he's chilling and this other stuff's happening, I'm glad he's a TNT champion. So, Copeland, there are people who are absolutely massive Adam Copeland fans, and he's probably never going to be the champion. Yeah. And you know what? That's fine too. He probably shouldn't be. I don't think Christian needs to be the heavyweight champion. I don't think either one of them should be. So to me, it's, I'm an older fan as well. So I've watched this shit a long time. My thing is, I get more fascinated by the decisions bookers make than I do like, fuck this bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, I say that, but I still have my moments.
Oh, we all do. We
all
all
do,
do.
right?
You
Right.
know, come on. Like, that's part of being a wrestling fan, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I just, like, the level of, like anger I was seeing out of reactions to this, I was like, dude, I feel like I watched a different pay-per-view. It was
I
just, it was
felt
crazy.
that way. I was like,
It was
guys,
crazy.
I liked this better than Revolution overall. Like,
Yeah, I mean, this show, top to bottom, had some of the like most fun technical matchups I've seen in a while.
Yep.
Like someone had said it, I forget who, but they said it perfectly, where it's like, when you've been watching wrestling as long as we have, it's rare to see a spot you've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like 3 alone in Kenny, Speedball, and Ricochet. Like, good lord.
a double Snapdragon fucking.
My goodness. The double pin attempts. Like,
Oh, it was.
my gosh.
Speedball did the fucking crane kick. I mean, we had a fucking karate
We had
kid.
Danielson.
Yeah. Oh my God. And what I loved was Ricochet going, that ain't going to work. And then he runs at him and he gets hit with the crane kick. Ricochet's sell on it is as good as it gets. Like, he looked dead after that.
Yep.
Also, Kenny sold Speedball's kicks. Like, he could have been pinned several times. Like,
Hey, if we're talking about selling, though, I think the Academy Award goes to Speedball Bailey's selling of the fucking knee injury.
oh my God. Yeah.
My goodness, that human freaking.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, like, when he
I
missed.
legitimately for a minute was like, wait a minute, are they gonna throw up an X? Like,
Yeah. No, and when he missed the flipping knee on the apron, the impact, I mean, it was loud. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm an old man.
Ouchies.
I'm 45. Like, my knees get a little creaky just from standing up too fast. Okay. Like, that would hurt so much. Okay.
Yeah.
We all know how much it hurt. And I just thought, like, that crowd loved Speedball, and all the crowds love Speedball.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
very.
I mean, we were talking about it already a little bit, but when it was just him and Kenny in the beginning, because Ricochet's playing his little shit heel self,
Yep.
you were getting Speedball chants.
Yeah.
like,
over Kenny. Yeah.
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 He's over. I love Speedball.
I do
he
too.
is
He's
just the perfect Saturday morning American karate TV show. You know, he's like a Power Ranger or like a WMAC master come to life. It's I love it.
I think he and Bandito have similar energies where it's like,
Yeah.
they're for kids almost. Like,
Yeah.
Speedball is like Rey Mysterio. I think he's almost like him and Commander could duke it out to be like the Rey Mysterio of AEW, because
Right.
I think they have this wholesomeness about their characters that they're not gonna deviate from. I loved it when Ricochet's on the commentary. Speedball kicks him in the face and takes it. The mic didn't work, but I still heard him. And he said, I'm terribly sorry about that, but somebody had to stop him. And I'm like, okay, the polite thing is a gimmick. Okay. He's self-aware.
He's got
I'm in.
that big smile, man. It just,
He's great. Speedball really stood out in that match.
I'm so excited he's on weekly television. That whole match was incredible.
Match of the night for me. I mean,
Ricochet's heel work has, like, I said it before, but if you would have told me last year that Ricochet would be one of my favorite heels in wrestling, I would have said you're crazy. But here we are, and he is, like,
in a company with MJF and Christian.
Jack Perry.
You have Jack Perry. You have Ricochet in the Bucks. You have an Okada. You have Ricochet doing some of the best work in the business, period, right now. I love it.
So good.
I love it.
So good.
You can't ask for anything more from this guy. He's putting it all out there.
he's like his character right now is to me anyway, he's a perfect like mix of, Patrick Bateman and like the little asshole kid in class,
Oh, God, yeah,
like it's so good. I love it. I love it.
No, he's crushing it. He's one of my favorites to watch.
Same.
When he's on TV, like I don't text, I don't do shit. Like
that whole story between him and Swerve was fantastic.
So good. And they still have a rubber match they never had. So
true.
That's down the road.
True.
That's down the road. And then I thought last night was really about like making some new stars. Like you had Speedball, who's looked good on TV, but really they went the extra mile last night.
Well, I think, speaking of stars being made, I think that there was a missed opportunity with Megan Bayne, because I think the run that she was on, the way she came in, it should have been Brock Lesnar.
Like she should have won.
Yeah, she should have just came in, wrecked house, and if they would have put the belt on her last night, like you have your brick wall that you have to defeat. You have your final boss for the girls at the moment. And I mean, like, I love that, like, Tony won, like, just getting the quick sneak away win. Mm-hmm. But I think I would have liked more if they pulled the trigger, went with the shock, and just, like, built Megan Bayne into this, like, just brute,
Well, let's be clear. Megan Bayne is for real. Like, that lady is amazing. Like, her ring work is unfucking believable. Like, Brock was a freak, but he was still learning how to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Megan knows how to work. Like, she is real good. And her and Tony had amazing chemistry in the ring.
They did. They did. It was a great match.
That was one of the best matches of the night. I loved that match. And I think that, I agree with you. They probably in retrospect should have gone with Megan. I think there's a story that they're going to get to, though, that's going to make it clear why Tony won. Because Joshi has a theory about the Owen that I think is probably correct. Is Joshi thinks Jamie Hayter is going to win the Owen, and Jamie Hayter said, I'm going to take my revenge on the people who hurt me, and there's only one of them left, and it's Tony Storm. So it kind of makes sense. Like, Jamie goes super dark and murks Tony Storm at All In.
Dark hot Donna?
Oh, God, please. Please.
That girl needs to change her entrance music because, like she needs, like, Kiss, not a rave.
Tell people to stop calling you or stop texting you. Tell people to stop right now.
What do you mean?
Your phone's vibrating.
No, it's not.
Oh, is that my phone? Oh, it's my phone vibrating.
What the fuck? Are you accusing me, dude?
I'm just hearing a vibrating noise. I was like,
nah, dude, that ain't me. My phone's sitting right in front of me. It's where I take my notes.
Yeah,
look,
it was me.
Look, this is what my notes are like watching pay-per-view last night. Bill's green boots.
Yeah.
That's just a note.
Those were the dress Tims, by the way, that he was wearing.
Those were they're distracting. I didn't like them.
I thought they were good. I thought Bill looked super good in that match.
He did.
Way. Oh
that
my
was
God.
a great match. That was a great match.
I kind of felt bad for Brian Keith because it almost felt like Big Bill against the Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
And that he almost kind of could take them both.
Yeah.
And then Brian Keith just gets pinned. It was But speaking of other stars that I think got a real good look last night, Kevin Knight. Him and Ospreay kick off the show. What a smart choice that was.
He had a couple spots that I was like, I've never seen that. That's fucking crazy.
Right.
I can't even remember what they were, but I know that there was a couple moments when I was watching that match. Like, this is the opening match, and I've never seen anyone do that before. Like,
absolutely. No,
insane.
I thought he showed out so hard. I think this signing was fantastic.
Yep.
Absolutely fantastic. I think it's the most like, this is the kind of signings AEW needs more of, where it's like under the radar. Like Kevin Knight could be a world champion someday. He showed us that. Like, this dude's got charisma, in-ring physical charisma for days. Him and Ospreay, like, I loved how he kept countering the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
And every time he did, he hurt Ospreay in some unbelievable way.
Yeah, those were a couple. I think one of those was one of the spots where I was like, I've never seen that. That's crazy. Like,
insane. And Ospreay clearly was on a mission to start the pace of the show really strong. You start with Ospreay, man. They've done it a bunch of times, and it's just
cheat
like,
code.
All right, bitches, keep up with that. You know, like it.
They need to pump the crowd up. Just hit elevated.
Oh yeah, just when the music starts, it really is one of the best themes.
Elevate me to the sky. So elevated.
Wow,
it's such a good one.
I didn't realize we were giving people a free performance.
You know,
this is why we started Patreon. Okay,
yeah,
is for that kind of stuff. So keep it behind the paywall, Brett.
Chukka Seafoam construction boots was my next note.
What else? We so you have Kevin
Wait,
Knight.
are we gonna skip Maxwell popping up behind the barricade?
No. I thought that was a crucial element that we had to mention.
I cackled. One of the stories I'm really enjoying right now is Max just trying to join the Hurt Syndicate, and they don't really want him.
Right. Well,
MVP wants him, but Shelton and Bobby
like,
don't.
Fuck this. He's gonna ruin everything.
I was thinking about it during the trios match where I was like, what if Max came down and interfered and helped the Death Riders? He's like, I'm just trying to join a club. Right. Anyone will have me.
It was great. It was so great because he managed to get to ringside without being noticed. And when he hit Bill, I was like, was that MJF?
Yeah.
And then, because he hit him and then he sat down and Bill doesn't immediately go down. And he's so tall that he literally completely covered Max up.
But then when the camera goes back to it, Max just has this big smile on his face.
He's such a ham.
Like, what are you going to do?
Oopsie. And
oh
Big
my
Bill
God, it killed me.
I liked that Bill also like didn't really go down, and then he tried to get in the ring, but he just can't, and just kind of collapses, and they kill Brian Keith, unfortunately.
Oh God damn! Yeah, that was a good one. That match was a fun one too. The Hurt Syndicate. Oh, my God, there's nothing to say. Just so good.
Just heat.
Just monsters.
Bobby Lashley. I mean, people just love this guy. Like, it's crazy how he's been received in AEW. Like, people love Bobby Lashley. Like, I'm not saying it's going to happen. The dude is 49 years old. He doesn't look it, not even one bit. But he looks younger than me, and I'm 5 years younger than him. But if they're not careful, that motherfucker's going to end up being the world champion again. Like in AEW, because he's that good and he's that over. Like people,
I think Shelton would be great to have a run with the international title.
Yeah, that would be great.
I want that in Shelton's future. Like when they first showed up, I was like, because Shelton showed up first, you know, right. And I was just like, fuck, just have this guy run as a singles guy. Yeah. Like, give Shelton a singles run. He'd destroy, especially in the international division. You know, I think that should go more, because it seems like for a while, you know, it was. Oh, maybe not. No, yeah, never mind.
I think that Shelton with the international is very feasible. I think that. You know, when I realized they were coming, I was like, that's cool. I've heard that this gimmick is good. I love the way they introduced Shelton, as just the guy in the suit who was hanging out with MVP, drinking coffee. And, how the whole thing started off with Swerve and all of that. And then Bobby shows up, and then the song. You hear the song the first time. We are people. It's just like, oh, shit. That is a fucking bop, as the Brett Michelle say. And
a bipper, a bopper, and a banger.
Bippity boppity. Boom.
Bippity boppity butthole.
So, one thing I know you didn't like was the ending of the Bandito and Jericho match.
Yeah, I like the idea behind it, but the way it played out, I didn't, so you had Aubrey come down and...
Well, Jericho hit Bandito with a bat and knocked him out and pinned him.
Right. And
which
then,
should have cost Bandito his mask.
Yes, and I was like, what? Wait, what?
We all were like, what? Yeah.
But then, okay, so Aubrey comes down, and then his Bandito's mom and sister flag her down.
Yep.
And say no, Jericho cheated, blah 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 blah, and walk over to show her where the bat is. Someone else said this online. I saw it. It's how I was feeling. I was like, why don't they just play the replay on the two giant screens then? And I get it's wrestling and not everything has to be super cohesive all the time. Mm-hmm. But why is that the one DQ finish that got reviewed and turned back into a match? You know what I mean? Why doesn't that happen?
Because it was for his mask, I think.
Yeah.
Is the implication.
Well, true. Yeah.
It's for his mask, and so that's a huge deal. I loved how they had the luchadors ahead of the
So what
match.
they're saying is that they have the technology to review finishes, but they pick and choose who it's allowed for.
This corrupt AEW fucking system.
These corrupt billion...
I did see some people saying, fucking Jericho, he could take a clean loss. He did. He took a clean loss. Okay. He didn't win cleanly himself. The decision got reversed.
You know who didn't take a clean loss was his wife in 2016. Or not 2016, whatever year January 6th happened.
Yeah. I knew where you were going.
Because she was at the Capitol.
I know. But yeah. Mrs. Jericho, fuck yourself. Anyway, I think that the match itself was good. The ending was to shock everybody. Jericho has a history of unmasking luchadors that they were playing with, I think. And I, in my heart, was there's no fucking way that they can take Bandito's mask. You just can't do that. And then you see Aubrey talking to the mom, and you're like, oh, they're okay. And then she finds the bat, and they restart the match. Jericho immediately gets hit with a 21 plex, pretty much. And
okay, so the one thing I did like was it actually, I think, added to the cinema that he fucked up on the first one.
Yeah.
But then he nailed it perfect that second time and gets the win. That was just a good juxtaposition. I mean, I doubt they planned that to happen. I think probably just fucked up, but it worked. Well, and
I think I don't know why that first one didn't work out so well. I don't know what was going on there, but Jericho doesn't get as high on those as people who are much younger than him do. Bandito did hold his ass in the air for 60 full seconds on a suplex. Fuck.
Okay, I shit on Jericho a lot for being a fucking MAGA dork.
Yeah.
Which
as he deserves. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a bummer because he was always one of my favorite wrestlers,
He's one of my all-time favorites. I view the wrestler different than the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But I gotta give that dude. How old is Jericho now?
54? 53?
In his 50s. A man in his 50s. That took some core strength. Because
suplex is a cooperative move.
That's not just Bandito being able to hold him. I mean, Jericho's got to keep his legs straight up.
Yep.
Like, and that's got to be tough on the tum-tum.
Well, and then to be suplexed, you know, somebody in a private chat had said, you know, something about
in a leaked signal chat.
Mm-hmm, yeah, something about his lack of core exercise or his lack of cardio had like made it so that he kind of collapsed before he was like he got a head rush and he fell down.
Yeah.
Before the next spot, and I'm like, guys, try being vertical for a minute.
Yeah, Jesus
like,
Christ,
it would happen to any of us. Like, come on.
People are too critical, man. Like I saw people talking shit about Julia and Mercedes for being a bit clunky. I'm like, you guys are idiots. Like,
but even with the 21 plex, right? It's like you can always make the case that the opponent's trying to block the move, right? Like you can always make that case. I think people are so used to like perfectly executed moves now that if something is not perfect, they look at it like it's a botch. And I don't think that way. Like, I think sometimes it should look like, hey, they're struggling against each other. And it kind of happened, but it didn't really all the way happen. And
yeah,
you know, that match particularly, I thought
to
was
me, it just adds
actually
to,
very
it
good.
Adds to the realism of it, you know?
Right,
it looks more like a real fight when it's not just like the foot lands perfectly on the rope or you know, it's I mean, you could make the argument like, well, you know, pro wrestlers are supposed to be more like superheroes, you know, they don't like mess or whatever. But like,
I don't buy
that.
I
don't know. I saw a lot of hate for that Julia and Mercedes match. And again, like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, this is fun. Julia looks great. Like, this is probably the best match she's had. You know, like, that's where my brain is at.
I can't think of a better Julia Hart match. That was a great match. And surprise, it was against Mercedes. And people just...
Julia has great facials, too.
I saw a few people like, oh, of course Mercedes went over. It's like, yeah! She's literally the TBS champion! She's
the four belts.
She's undefeated. Like, yeah, duh. Like
more. I want more belts. God. More belts, Monet.
Just give her the world title too.
Yes.
I just, you know, give her the fucking trios titles too.
Give her everything.
Speaking of the trios titles.
Oh yeah.
I thought this was pretty much outside of. As far as a moment goes, this match contained the moment of the night for me, where they had a great trios match. You have the Death Riders defending the trios titles against Rated FTR, and they had teased tension between Dax and Cash and Copeland, that Dax was being a dick to both of them.
Yep.
And I was pretty sure Dax was going to turn. I didn't know if Cash would. But in my heart, I'm like, there's no fucking way they are breaking these two up. There's just no way.
Right.
And they lost. And it was a mirror image of the pay-per-view before, where instead of, where this time Dax took the pin, and instead of it being Dax, you know, not helping Copeland up, Copeland put his hand out for Dax. Dax took it. They raised each other's hands. And as they're about to walk away, Dax brings Copeland in and just pile drives his ass. Super rough.
Fuck yeah. Pop so hard.
And it was expertly executed. It looked awesome. And Cash looks stunned. And he thinks about it for a minute. And then he just joins in. And they
hit the shatter machine.
Adam Copeland. They murdered him. It was a fucking...
I love... Cash afterwards throwing on the neck brace and laying
getting on
down
the stretcher as they bring it out. Oh my God. They went so hard heel. That was amazing.
I have two notes for this match. Cue ball slap fight was great.
Yeah.
That was a fun spot.
Yeah.
When you just had Dax and Claudio slapping the shit out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I also want to shout out, I love that Claudio's big pay-per-view attire swap It's just that his boots are shiny.
They were gold. Yeah, he had the gold boots on. It's a fancy occasion, you know. I also love that Wheeler Yuta had his name on his tights. It just said
Yuta's tights look sick. Those were
if
rad.
he forgets his name, they're on his tights. It's like a memento kind of situation.
Well, when your name is Paul Gruber, you know.
What the fuck, man? His real name is Paul Gruber. That is weird.
That's so rad.
He doesn't look like a Paul Gruber.
I loved this match. I also loved that it was Wheeler that got the pin. And I mean, this whole night, I mean, later on in the main event too, when the Death Riders came down, like, I think we're starting to see Wheeler kind of become like the indoctrination is hitting him farther. Like he's a Death Rider now. Like,
well, and he's winning, and he's the deciding factor. And I think I've always really liked Wheeler. Okay. Like, I did understand why people thought he didn't have enough of a personality. I love the little trolling shit he does. Even when he cuts his hair, he still leaves the bangs just long enough to be over his eyes, just to piss people off.
Well, and I love that he's got the hair and the beard going. He's using the Busaiku knee. Like, I love it.
He's doing the I have till 5 referee. He's doing all that stuff. He's mocking Danielson, who apparently was backstage at Dynasty.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So I think Danielson will be an on-screen part of this story at some point again.
I do too. I definitely think everything that's going on with Wheeler's character. You got pizzazz, kid. You gotta go far in this town
to get over in this town, kid.
You gotta go far, kid. Shout out Luther as Mickey.
Oh, that was and Tony as Rocky.
That was fantastic. What were we just talking about?
Wheeler.
Yeah. I think everything that's going on with his character and like how much of it is poking at Danielson, like he's gonna come back.
Yeah.
Like, and that alone tells me that like the Death Riders can't be finished yet because Brian hasn't come back, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think again, like they wanted this to wrap it all in, but they had to wait on a bunch of shit. And that was probably a mistake to start it back in September if they were going to carry this to All In, and a lot of the principles in this story were going to be off TV for long periods of time.
Right.
However, the Young Bucks being back is good for AEW.
Yep.
I want to know their story with the Death Riders. I see potential for more people now to join the Death Riders. Seems like FTR, they just freed themselves up. The scapegoat.
Although, you know what? I do like the idea of FTR kind of just being mercs, you know?
Yeah, I can see that too. But
that's kind of who they've been, you know? It's kind of their thing, you
know?
They're
dickheads. They're just assholes. And they're really dangerous assholes.
Yeah.
And I like the possibility of Jack Perry turning on the Bucks to join the Death Riders because he seems like a really good fit. I love the idea of the Bucks losing control of the Death Riders, and I think if I were to guess that their interference in that match was like, hey, John, are we cool? Kind of thing. I love the idea of the Bucks taking all this heat, looking like total chicken shit cowards, and they're not. You can't we were talking. One of our guests last week was talking about the Bucks coming back as baby faces. Fuck that. Absolutely not.
The Bucks are the best like
this.
The
Bucks are the biggest dickhead coward bitches in the world. They know that there's a certain segment of the fans that think that of them, and playing into it is when they're at their best. Yep. So they just took all the nuclear fucking heat in the world last night. I am so excited to see where this goes on Dynamite. Now it's time to foot on the gas. Let's go. But I think you're going to see Swerve and Hangman aligned. I hope that they do not have Jon Moxley defend the world title at Double or Nothing because nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to buy whoever his opponent is.
Yeah.
Do an Anarchy in the Arena match. Do something else. I love
Yes.
that the ops played a role in the match last night. That immediately puts them on a totally different level. Love seeing Shibata involved in a main event, by the way, and
Yeah.
Hook and Joe.
Well, that's a, you could do. I mean, do Anarchy in the Arena with the Ops and the
The
Death
ops,
Riders
Swerve, and Hangman. There you go.
Yeah.
You know, that means Hangman's not winning the Owen, but maybe it's Ospreay. But I think you start to see the forces start to form around, and like they're figuring out who's going to oppose the Death Riders. They need to be a united front, and it's all of the people we like as a team. Maybe they get the help of like a Kenny Omega, Copeland, people like that. All have to unite.
I mean, I think last night was a good preview of like what it could
100%.
be. You know,
and if you're, you know, I know some people didn't like, you know, they don't like that Moxley's matches have so much interference, and I'm just gonna say, what did you expect? I mean, that's what happens. We knew Hangman was going to be involved. Like, there were going to be run-ins. That's the way it works. I know AEW doesn't do it very often, but I'm okay with it if it serves a story purpose. Every belt, I don't like when people say belts are props because I'm a total belt mark. I love belts, okay? I love belts, but they have to serve a story purpose. And Swerve and Hangman.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. You know, like the most important thing to me isn't who necessarily has the belt; it's the story being told. You know,
absolutely.
Like, I think it's the weird thing about wrestling, though. You know, because you have your favorites, and you always kind of want your favorite to be the champion. But then you have to remember, like this is a story. Like it's not like it is an actual competition. You know, like.
No, it's not. These people aren't legitimately pinning each other. These people aren't like, they're cooperative. It's a cooperative endeavor. So like for me, if Swerve is getting TV time and he's on the show every week and he's involved in something that gets getting primo real estate, you got like 10 world champions. You know what I mean? Kenny Omega.
He's one of the most featured people in the promotion. Like, he's doing fine.
And of course I want him to have the belt back. I want Hangman to have a proper run with the title. Like, I want Kenny to get one more run, you know? And it doesn't have to be a super long run, you know, just one more. Like, Kenny as a 2-time champ just feels right to me. Swerve could end up being an 8-time champ. MJF's probably going to be a fucking 10-time champ. Hangman could be a 5-time champ. Who knows? Okay. I don't think the all-time record holder will be Moxley when it's all said and done. But this was like, I think outside of his first reign, which was like a 10-month reign. Okay. That happened mostly during the pandemic. Okay. He won it in front of a crowd, and then every defense was during the pandemic. Kenny's almost his entire reign was during the pandemic. It was just at the end where people started coming back. And I would love both of them to get a run in front of the crowds. Kenny as a babyface. But Mox, this is like his legacy run with the title. I think everybody who's really a great needs a legacy run. Swerve hasn't had his yet, and I think that's what people want for him. So do I. It's just not right now.
Yeah.
Hangman needs his legacy run. He'll get it. MJF has had his. That first run for him, he was 14 months champion. You know, and he defended, he beat everybody there was to beat, you know?
To me, Swerve has just entered his prime. Like, 100%. He's got time. Like, you know what I mean? This guy's not retiring next year. He's not retiring in 2 years. He's not ritiring in 5 years.
He's 34 years old. He's got another 10 to 15 years in him. You know, so
and I think, you know, I think people kind of lose sight of that, maybe, you know, like they feel like, well, they need to get it before they like ruin it or something, or before they don't have the chance to. And I'm like, when it comes to people like Swerve, Hangman, you know, like they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're both about the same age. They're in their mid 30s.
Yeah.
You know,
and, you know, I think, you know, even though MJF likes to play with everybody, like about, you know, where he's going to sign in the future. Like, I think guys like, you know, Will, MJF, Swerve, Hangman, you know, these guys are bleeding AEW.
Oh,
and I don't,
absolutely.
they're not going anywhere. I think they see what they could be in the history of pro wrestling, you know, and because if you look at, like, you know, say we're talking 20, 30, 40 years from now, people, I think, are going to look back and it's going to be MJF, Swerve, Osprey, you know, these are going to be the guys that they're talking about as the pillars and foundation that built a brand new company, you know?
Right. Well, and I think the
way people look at it, like a Hogan or a Macho Man, a Ric Flair, like the way they see those guys to like a WWE or a WCW, like that's how we're going to look at these guys in AEW.
At Double or Nothing, AEW will have completed 6 full years of existence.
Yeah.
That is a huge accomplishment, but it's also like they're not that old. You know what I mean?
And that's why, like, there's so many things that I think people are too critical about, like, so early on in their lifespan.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're figuring out who they are, what their identity is, like how to be their own thing while also being something that audiences want to see. And I think within the last year, I think they've kind of really found what they can be. You know, I think they have an identity right now.
Right.
They're pro wrestling like it used to be, you know?
Right.
Kind of.
They're taking the traditions of pro wrestling and carrying it into the modern age with a modern style.
Yep.
And I think that's what people love about FTR. I think that's what they are rooted in tradition, but they don't wrestle like exactly like 80s wrestlers. Like, they've adapted to a modern style and their work succeeds in a modern setting.
AEW has so much of it is based on the work, you know, on the actual in-ring performance.
It is.
But I'd argue within the last year, like they're telling a story. They're not telling any less story than WWE, like, or other companies. Like, I think they're telling more story because it's not just the dialogue that's happening. It's so much focused on what's happening in these matches. Like, that's where we're seeing a lot of character being built, you know. One thing I loved was, you know, people saying like Will can't tell stories, but then they had that fantastic angle about the Tiger Driver and like him kind of figuring out, like, do I do this? Do I not do this? Like, how responsible am I in a match? Like how much weight do I have to hold for injuring someone from a move, you know, stuff like that. Like those aren't stories we see in like other companies that like often, or that I can recall. But to me, like, that's a realistic sport story. Right. You know what I mean?
Or what about the story that when Orange Cassidy had the international title and he had like 20 successful defenses and people were like, how long can he keep doing this? And he sold that he was more injured and more broken down in every match after a while. And he kept winning until he lost. When he lost, it's like no harm, no foul. The guy lost nothing because everybody was like, yeah.
Well, he Danielson too at the end there.
Right.
I mean,
he just broke down.
You know what I love about Danielson though, is during that last run, the way he was showing the audience how banged up he was getting was just the ever-growing array of
bandages,
kinesio tape on him. Like, when he finally got to him and Moxley, like, his entire back and neck were just like
the mummy
K-tape.
Yeah,
like, oh my God, hilarious.
Kinesio mummy.
Yeah. Oh my God, hilarious. I loved it. Oh, also, shout out, Bowens is back, baby!
Bowens is back, and man, I was shocked that they had him crush Max the way he did. But he looked jacked as fuck.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't
know what five-time player meant. Or
five tool. Yeah. Baseball term. Yep.
Yeah. The fellow sickos have informed me, in case any of y'all out there don't know, apparently a five-time or a five-tool player is a baseball player that can do anything in the game, right?
Does it all well, like hits for power, hits for average, great fielder, super fast, and I forget what the other
Who's
one is.
who's an example of a 5-tool player
Ohtani.
in baseball?
Shohei Ohtani would be a 5-tool player. He's actually like a 6.
Fuck him. He went to the White House. Fuck him.
Well, I mean, so did the whole team.
Fuck the Dodgers. I'm a Padre fan.
I know,
bitch.
I know. Everybody hates
I'm a
the
Padre
Dodgers.
fan, bitch.
The Dodgers.
That's
are the
right.
new-
Go Padres. Hold on. Hold your horse's blade.
I'm gonna end this meeting.
No, you're not. Show's not over yet.
It's almost over.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh. Padres are 8-2, baby.
Fuck you guys.
You're a Mariner fan, right?
Well, what passes for that?
Let's see.
No, don't. You don't need to look at that.
Mariners.
You don't need to-
3-7. You're
Yeah.
almost the exact opposite of the Padres.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Like, we're basically as good as you guys if you guys were total losers.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we've always been, though. I mean, any sports team from San Diego is generally not one that wins. Go
Yeah.
Chargers, I miss you.
Yeah.
I miss going to the Murph.
Yeah, they're not in San Diego anymore, right?
Yeah, they're in Los Angeles.
What the fuck?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Because is there another football team in Los Angeles?
The Rams?
I thought the Rams were in St. Louis.
No, they moved back.
What the fuck? What the
They
fuck?
share a stadium. SoFi. I saw WrestleMania there, 39.
31.
No, 39.
39. No, you're right. You're right.
The one where Cody lost. I didn't
Rubber-
see that
the
night, though.
rubber
I was
chicken
only there on
WrestleMania?
Saturday. I got to see Sammy and KO win the belts in the main event, which was rad. I will say my one and only WrestleMania in-person event ended with ska music blasting through the speakers. Yeah, bitch.
I am going to end this meeting.
Oh, wait, hold on. What else do we have to talk about? Let's see. What else did we have? Oh, we had Adam Cole, baby. I took a note. Too many Panama sunsets.
Sunrises.
Yep, those two. Too many of them.
Yeah, too many sunsets,
Too
too
many.
many sunrise.
You know, I think just doing one and then maybe two of the knee to the head, you know? Because I don't know, the Panama sunset or sunrise or whatever, like I feel like that was just more energy than you should be expending when you're trying to win a match like that, you know? Because he has to like drag him over to the turnbuckle, do the bounce on the second rope, pop down, pop
It's
over.
such
You know,
a silly move to begin with.
It is.
It's a
It
very,
is.
very silly move. It's silly.
But
people do that.
but see, it's one of those moves where like I like it like as I don't mind it as like a transition move.
I don't
or
either.
even if it's,
I don't either.
Or
I
even
think
if
it's
it's like I like when Adam Cole hits it, but like once in a match, you know.
Right.
I don't want it 2 times in a row. But that's just me nitpicking. It's not that big of a deal. I thought it was a fine match.
I thought it was actually a very good match. The crowd was very tired by the time that match happened.
Did you see the afterword that they posted between Daddy Magic and Danny?
I didn't. No.
It's so on AEW social, they have Danny, you know, he's sitting there looking all bummed out, and Daddy Magic comes up and he's all kind of pissed off, and he's like, you know, kind of getting on Danny about like, you know, like you let your head get too big, like what did you think was gonna happen, and blah blah blah. But then at the end, you know, he grabs him and embraces him. He's like, oh well, that's okay, it's okay, Danny. Like we'll get back up,
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. Like one of my favorite kind of recurring things, or you know, long running kind of gimmicks or whatever, is I love Daddy Magic as Danny's like hype guy, you know? Yeah, I love it. The Daddy Magic character is perfect for that kind of thing, and they I don't know, I look forward to seeing them together like every week, you know? I loved back when they fucking strapped Jack to the hood of the
Oh, that was good. That was good. I like that.
How about it, Jack? How about it, Danny?
You want a taste? I really, Matt Menard has gone from being a wrestler to just being somebody I like so much that
Yeah, I love Daddy Magic.
I don't even care if he wrestles. Honestly, I prefer it when he doesn't. Like
Yeah,
he's
no,
great.
I like him doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
And then being, even when he's not like specifically with Danny, just being an on-screen personality.
100%.
Like, you know,
I
he's
love
great
the
on
merch
commentary.
spots that he does.
Yeah.
I love it all.
Yeah.
He's got such crazy cocaine energy,
Yeah.
and he's so much fun. Yeah, I just love Matt Menard. I think he's great. And you can't really, I think Danny was foreshadowing a heel turn. And I think that that might benefit him. I would like to see Danny as a heel. I think that the fans.
I like Danny.
I like Danny a lot. I think Danny's great.
I was one of the people who at first, I was like, I don't really care for this guy. But like what he's grown into character-wise, and what the story they're telling with him, he's the underdog right now. He's the guy that nobody thinks is ever going to do it, but he's doing it.
Yeah,
and he's got his mentor, and he's getting coached up to be a real threat. You're seeing more fight out of Danny in his matches. You're seeing more aggression in him. I loved when I was at the Dynamite I was at. When against FTR, he's flying all over the place. Like. He's getting aggressive when he's putting submissions in now. Like, you can see the emotion in him.
Yes, and I think they tried to make him a man of the people kind of thing, and I don't think it worked. The people just didn't buy into it, and Danny's, I don't know that he has the promo. He's that kind of promo guy. Like, he shows it in the ring, but I just don't think people connected with it all the way. I think he works as a heel better. And I'm looking, one reason I think they are foreshadowing a heel turn, he did Adam Cole's moves to Adam Cole. That's always a heel move.
Yeah.
And he tried to pile drive him from the second rope, which is what MJF did to him. So I think there's some foreshadowing in that. So
I'm into it.
We'll see where it goes. I mean, even Daddy Magic can turn heel. I don't give a shit. Just keep Daddy Magic on my screen somehow, and I'll be happy.
Yes. So the only other match was the Crew versus Top Flight and AR Fox, which fantastic match. Again, very entertaining. I mean, it hasn't been a story I've been super into with Crew, but it doesn't have to be. I mean.
I like Nick Wayne being associated with them.
Yeah, this definitely got me more excited for. Because
I will say,
them.
I think Adam Copeland's going to need a partner.
And
it kind of makes sense that the cracks in the patriarchy are starting to show. It kind of makes sense.
Do you think we get an E and C team up?
Oh yeah. I mean,
so would that be Christian going face or Cope going heel?
They can't do the 5-second pose shit. I don't think it'll work. Like, Christian
No. Yeah.
Too much of a dick. Like, and now people see how good a heel he is. I don't think people would buy it if they were just like, goofballs. I think they could find a way to still be funny. And
well, I definitely think they'd have to. I think it would be hard to have Edge and Christian not be funny.
Right. And
I could see them. But if you look, I mean, they would be. I think it would work best if Cope flip, because if they end up teaming up, I think it would work best if Cope flips, because I think Edge and Christian always worked best, even back in the day when they were goofy, as heels, like you said, I don't think they should be doing like the 5-second pose and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I could see them bringing back like some of the pranky side of their characters, I
think they would. I think what I could see them doing that makes sense for who they are today is more of like an odd couple, like Christian's a dick and Copeland's not, and they love each other, but they kind of can't stand each other, but they're better off together than they are apart, kind of thing.
But check this out. This gives Copeland, this gets him more into, what the hell were they calling him? Like back in WWE when he was on his heel run, like he was he was a slippery little sneak ass, you know?
Oh no, I mean
And-
Copeland's very capable of being a heel. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and like when he was that run when he was with Lita, you know, against Matt Hardy and all that, or you know, or against Cactus Jack, like,
Yep.
or Mick Foley, I guess it was just Mick Foley, but like he plays a great heel, like, and
He's
I think
excellent.
I think they would be a great heel team, is what I think.
I think they have to get past FTR first, and then he could go heel, because
Yeah.
nobody's gonna boo him now. Like,
Right.
nobody's.
Well,
gonna
how
boo
do you
Copeland.
see him getting past FTR? I mean, who do you think he teams up with against for that?
Oh,
like, I don't think
Christian.
it would be
No,
Christian.
I think it'll be Christian. I think that will be the dream match that they're going to try to build to. And Christian's been off TV letting Nick Wayne kind of talk shit.
So then how do you get Christian into the babyface territory?
That's the question. That's the ultimate question. But Copeland he can't do this by himself now. He's got two people who are trying to kill him. So,
Well, he does have. Oh no, he's got a broken hand. Never mind.
yeah, Jay White.
Yeah.
But see, Jay could be an on-screen character still.
Does he really have a broken hand?
Yes.
It looked like he had an ace wrap on there. That didn't
No,
look like
he's
a cast.
got a broken hand. They're talking about surgery. So,
Well, Juice is supposed to be coming back soon, right?
yeah.
That's exciting.
I just think keep Jay on TV. Keep him on TV. He can talk still. You know, it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh. Speaking of, in that Max Caster Open Challenge, we got another return that I was real excited about.
yeah.
You know who it was?
You're an ass girl. And he was back
Hi,
on the screen.
Billy.
All right, we're done. Okay. Listen to this show. Subscribe to it. Follow
Yes,
us.
subscribe it on Instagram. You can find it at, hold on. Hold your horses. At thehardway.pod on Instagram, and on Threads, it is thehardway.pod.
All right.
It's on Blue Sky, YouTube, all the things.
All the things.
And
Just
if you
look-
want to follow me and see all my beautiful art, it's pegme_Bundy. You can find me. He
Insta,
is
Threads.
at iBlade Daily.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to say?
We're leaving now, Brett. You can go back
Good.
to selling Charmin to whoever you're.
Hey, times are tough, all right? I got to make
Goodbye.
that weed money.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Go tear up some weed.
Woo!